Chapter 5. What we do with what's left. When he finished speaking, the room felt smaller, not because he was there, but because the truth was. For 7 years, I told myself he chose to leave, that he woke up one day and decided I wasn't enough. It was easier that way, easier to be angry, easier to bury him. But now, he was standing in front of me, not proud, not defensive, just tired. I thought you left, I said. My voice didn't shake, but my chest did.
I buried you
in my mind. He looked at me like that hurt more than anything else I'd said that night. I woke up in a hospital, he said quietly. They told me it had been years. Years. Like time had moved on, and forgot to carry him along. I searched his face for lies. I didn't find any, only weight. I tried to find you, he said, but I couldn't even walk properly. And suddenly, the anger I held onto for 7 years didn't know where to stand anymore.
I
waited for him, for so long. Every unknown number, every knock on the door, every birthday, I waited. And he was somewhere learning how to hold a spoon again. Life is cruel like that. Cruel in ways that don't ask permission.
You sent me, I'm
You
sorry.
sent one message.
What are you
I
sorry
said.
for?
Just one. I'm sorry. He closed his eyes briefly. That night, we were destroying each other, he said. I just needed air.
After our fight that night.
And instead,
I couldn't think straight, I
life
just needed
took
to
him
get away.
somewhere
I'm
neither
sorry.
of us expected. I walked toward the window because I needed something steady. The glass was cold, real, unlike the past. I had to learn how to live without you, I whispered. I had to become someone else. Because the version of me who waited,
I waited.
she didn't survive those 7 years. He stepped closer, not touching me, just enough to feel present. I didn't stop
I never
loving
stopped
you,
loving
he
you.
said. And that was the problem, because I didn't stop either. I just learned to function around the absence. I don't hate you, I said, and I meant it. But I don't know how to just continue. He nodded slowly, not arguing, not begging, just listening. That was new. I'm not asking for the old US, he said. Just a chance to know who you are now. That scared me more than the silence ever did, because starting over means admitting the past is gone. And if there's nothing left? I asked. His jaw tightened slightly. Then at least you'll know I didn't choose to disappear. Silence again, but this one didn't suffocate. It just existed between us. 7 years can't be erased in one night. Pain doesn't evaporate because the explanation finally arrived. Trust doesn't rebuild itself because someone
I can't
survived.
promise anything.
I can't promise anything, I said finally. And that was the most honest thing I'd said all night. I'm not the
I'm
same
not the
person
same
you
person
left.
anymore.
I know, he replied softly. And somehow, that felt real. He didn't move, didn't storm out, didn't walk away. He just stood there, like a man who understood that sometimes the hardest part isn't losing someone, it's facing them again. And for the first time since he knocked on my door, I didn't feel anger. I felt unsure. And maybe that's where healing begins. Not with fireworks, not with dramatic reunions, but with two people standing in the truth and deciding whether it's enough. If you've ever waited for someone who never came back, if you've ever had to rebuild yourself from silence, then you know, some returns don't fix everything. They just give you a choice. And sometimes, a choice is more powerful than closure. If this story meant something to you, if you followed from chapter 1 till now, like this video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to Logan Studio AI, because every story doesn't just end. Sometimes it transforms.